Hi guys, got a request here from LolPlane to make a rubber band powered car that's driven by 2 propellers. Well, these propellers I made from lollipop sticks, I suppose you could call them. Has it got anything written on there? No, nothing that I can read. I'll put a link to the video where I made these, but they're just wood. They happen to be propeller shaped, and I've heated them up in steam and twisted them. And they're actually left and right handed, so that we can have twin propellers going in opposite directions on the back of the car. Got a couple of barbecue sticks for the axles, a couple of drinking straws for the axles to go through, 8 bottle tops for the hubs for the wheels, and some CDs for the actual wheels. So these hot glue over the middle, and then the barbecue skewer goes straight through. And there'll be a link in my video description on how to do this in case you want a slightly longer video on it. Bit of cardboard, fairly thick stuff this, so it'll be nice and strong. And then we'll need a couple of paper clips to bend up for the propellers to go on. There's one. We need a couple of beads and a couple of little bits of plastic tubing. There's a very short piece there. These are the plastic tubes inside ballpoint pens that I've just cut to the length that I want. So that'll be the general idea, and then we'll glue the tube onto a little bracket on top of the car here so that we can wind it up. Just a little cardboard V-shaped bit will do. So I'll do that. That's the mountings for the propellers. Just the little bits of plastic tubing on a couple of cardboard brackets. I've made sure they're far enough apart so the propellers don't actually hit each other as they turn. I'll put the front axle just glued straight on the front there. The back axle, I'll have to make sure that the wheels won't be touching the propellers on the outside. Should be alright, I've measured it all up. Front axle tube, hot glued in place, plus a couple of bent paper clips on both sides to connect the rubber bands to. Now we'll do some CDs. There we go. I've already bent a hook on the end of this one. Put a bead on. Put the propeller on. That's one. Do the other the same. To make it look a little bit more interesting, I've put some sticky backed paper on the CDs, so they're pretty colours. And I've also put some coloured paper or patterned paper on the cardboard, on the chassis. So what we need to do now is push some holes through the wheels. This is the tool I use. I call it a bradawl, but any pointy stick would do the job. If your barbecue skewers are strong enough, you can actually push them straight through these bottle tops because they're quite soft. You see? That wasn't very straight, so I'll redo that. Do the same to the front, and then we'll go and try it out. Test run time. I've wound up both rubber bands, and at the moment I've got a piece of barbecue skewer going across the hooks on both propellers just to hold them still. So now I shall try and release them and see if we go up the kitchen. Point it in the right direction. Well, that worked. Looks like I could afford to wind those bands up a little bit further though. Here we go again. That's a bit better. I'm sure I could spend all night playing with it and changing the rubber bands and even changing the propellers. But that's job done for me. Twin propeller, rubber band powered car.